Hi everyone, my name is Emma Carmen and I will be doing conversations with coaches throughout the NCATA for the next month or so. Up first today we have Jacquie Eshleman from Gannon University. Jacquie has been at Gannon University for 3 years as a head coach and has had a very successful coaching career before that at Alderson Broaddus University. She was named NCATA Coach of the Year after helping Alderson Broaddus advance to the Elite Eight during its second year of existence. She began her collegiate career at Kennesaw State in Georgia as a member of their cheer team and then transferred over to the University of Oregon as she joined their inaugural roster in 2009. She graduated from Oregon in 2010 with a bachelor's degree in sociology. So she will be on joining us today. Up first will be Jacquie, and later on this afternoon will be Haley Nejman from Chowan University. Yesterday we got to spoke with Ellen Barker and with Katie Horseman, and then on our first day we also had another guest. So we will keep this going throughout the next month or so. They will each be joining me every single day. We'll have about one or two of them here. But now we are going to have Jacquie join us from Gannon University. So we will see if she can hop in here. Jacquie, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Emma. How are you? Good, thank you. Very good.
So can you tell us a little just more about Gannon University? I gave you a little bit of an introduction of how you've been the head coach there for a couple years, started out at Alderson Broaddus, but just tell us a little bit more about Gannon, where exactly it's located, and what are some of your athletic strengths on your individual team?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are actually located right on Lake Erie on the Bayfront. It's an urban campus. It's absolutely beautiful. Lots of different things to do. You can go to the beach. You can go kayaking. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's also great areas for hikes, lots of fun things. And then we have, your basics, your Ulta, your Target, your Sephora, all that good stuff that girls all love in terms of shopping. So we kind of have everything, within Erie and in itself. And like I said, our campus is urban, so it offers a wide variety to our students and our student athletes, especially when it comes to our majors and everything we offer there. And then,
sorry. What are some of your athletic?
Sorry, can you say that again?
What are some of your athletic strengths within your team specifically?
Yeah. So I think probably one of our biggest strengths and something you saw this past year, especially within our toss event, that was probably one of the biggest highlights for our program this year, is that we had the highest toss event scores out of the country of the NCATA. And that was something that me and Aaliyah had really worked a lot towards, was really increasing and upgrading those this past year. And then I would say also our tumbling. I think our tumbling is a pretty big strength. And I think something that we saw within this past year us to really step up our game in our tumbling event. So I would definitely say that those are probably two of our strongest events right now.
Awesome. So you've had the opportunity to have many different roles in the acrobatics and tumbling world as you were on the inaugural roster at Oregon. Then you had an opportunity to do assistant coach in Connecticut, then head coach in West Virginia, and now in Pennsylvania. So what have you learned from your experience that you hope to teach your athletes?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel like I've been lucky enough to have been all over the place and had lots of different experiences. I think the biggest thing that I've learned in life is that we're going to fail and we're going to make mistakes. And I think it's our job as coaches is to allow our athletes to fail in a really safe environment and to learn. And I always tell my athletes, there's going to be consequences for your actions, and sometimes they're positive consequences and sometimes there's negative consequences. And I think a little bit for me is I'm a mom. I have 2 young kids at home, so I understand a lot of that parent perspective now. And something that I give, Marianne so much credit for up at Quinnipiac, that she taught me a lot being a young coach. But, as athletes are coming for me, as I'm recruiting them, I really understand that their daughters are being entrusted to me. And that's a really big thing as a parent, to entrust somebody else with your daughter's safety and well-being and to help continue to grow them up in a successful way. So within our team and within our team dynamic and culture, something we really try to strive for and focus on is not just having an awesome 4 years athletically, but to make sure that they're having experiences that are preparing them for real world. And that's really important for us. I always tell athletes, especially parents through that recruiting process, is that our athletes aren't just going to be ready to take on the world. They're going to be breaking down the glass ceilings and barriers that are presented to them in the best way that they possibly can. And that's, a big goal for me personally as a coach and our program in general.
That's awesome. So what are some of your guys' academic strengths? Obviously student athlete. So just to attract recruits and other people, obviously have strong academics. So what are some of your guys' highlights in that category?
We are huge within the health sciences. Actually, about 90% of my team is a health science major in some way, shape, or form. So nursing is a really big one. We have a phenomenal physician's assistant program. We have a great pre-med program as well that goes direct entrance into LECOM, which is the Lake Erie College of Medicine. So we have quite a few of our athletes that get direct entrance into there. A ton of 5-year and 6-year programs to get your doctorate or your master's. Athletic training, occupational therapy, those are big ones within our 5-year program. Physician's assistant, like I said, those are all huge for us as all of our medical majors. And then we're also really lucky. We have an engineering school here as well. There's freshwater marine biology. And then you always have, your basic liberal art studies or anything within that business degree as well, or education.
Awesome. So what are some of the highlights that you have experienced as a coach at Gannon throughout your past 3-4 years now?
Oh my gosh. I think the best memories personally that I have are actually not competing at all. I think about this past year, we had to have so many later night practices to prepare us for going out to Hawaii to compete or going to Baylor to compete. And it was always really comical. And we always had so much fun at those late night practices and trying to acclimate ourselves to a different time zone. Our team retreats that we always do, just traveling in general, I think within our team, it was just always so much fun. There's always those athletic accolades, from winning event championships. And that first year that we hosted the national championship and that me and Aaliyah were here coaching, we had Chelsea Cowan became an All-American. We also saw an event final, and there hadn't been an event final championship here, I think in 4 years. So we had all these great accolades, and, we were really looking forward this past year. I mean, we broke a program record high of scoring over 280 for our team, and that was really huge for us. And then, again, hitting those toss scores for having the highest toss events this year within the NCATA was a really big deal. And, just really setting the bar for the program records was huge for us. I mean, in terms of those athletics. But I think, again, personally, I think the biggest thing for me is I love watching my past student athletes stay connected to the sport. It's kind of full circle for me because I remember being, one of the first for Coach Fee, who's now at Baylor, being one of her first kids that went out there and started coaching. And now I'm watching my kids that I got to coach for so many years and see them coaching. And that's really exciting. And I think that's the best part about being a coach within this sport is that you don't just have an effect on your current student athletes, but then what they're doing after and how they're continuing to give back in any way, shape, or form, being an alumni and being, future coaches. So that's probably one of my favorite things and one of the favorite experiences right now as a coach.
Yeah, I was just talking the other day to Katie. We were saying how much this sport has grown, obviously, and how much it's going to grow and how many opportunities there are for young women not only to compete, but then coach or judge or just be involved with it. One more question, last but not least, what are your hopes for the future of your program?
I think I just want to continue doing what we're doing right now. Continue to get better, continue to learn, continue to grow. Obviously, athletic accomplishments. I think the big one is that we want to be hitting the top 4. That's a big one for us. Hopefully soon, we'll break into divisions as our sports continue to grow so we can go for that national championship. And, every year that's always our goal to go for that national championship. Recruiting better every year, continuing to evolve our culture and our team and our program philosophy, really implementing that because we know that if we're winning off of the mat, then we're going to win on the mat. We got to focus on that team culture and that philosophy because that's going to be really what sets the standard for our current program and then the future of our program. So I think that's probably our biggest goals right now.
Thank you so much, Jackie. And
yes,
thanks everyone tuning into another episode of Conversations with Coaches. Up next later today, I will be talking with Haley Nejman from Gannon University at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Emma Carmen, and we will continue to do 1 or 2 of these every single day for the next month, just to get to know each of the coaches within the NCATA and their programs. Remember, if you can't tune in live, we will be tuning these into our Instagram TV. Thank you so much again, Jackie. Have a great day.
Bye. Thanks.